Hey guys, it's Jamie here, and today we're going to look at paper selection for the Traveller notebook. I have here the papers that come with the kit, some of our paper collection in different colourways. I think that one's Rosewood Blush, and printed up a couple of envelopes, made them up on double-sided paper that actually does use our collection again, but in the blues. I'm not going for a very specific colourway here, because to the side of this pile I also have some random pieces, a doily, some coffee stained paper, smaller versions of some of our papers and some of the kit, printed back to back. This I found, I think that was sent to me. This I think was also sent to me. These two sort of advertising type cards. I've also got some napkins, a piece of comic book, very old comic book, and a piece of paper from a book about Paris. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to convert the napkins to faux vellum. To do that, we are simply going to take our Mod Podge, and on this wax paper we will be brushing over just half of this napkin and covering it with the Mod Podge. When this dries, we're going to very carefully peel it from the wax paper or the greaseproof paper and repeat this process on the other side so that you have coated both sides with the Mod Podge. You need to do this gently because once these napkins get wet, they can tear very, very easily, but you do need to make sure that you have covered it. I am going to do that on a single layer of the napkin with both my Paris napkins. So I have this one in the yellows, and then I've got the one that I actually used for the cover. I am going to make like 2 faux vellum pages. The glassine style pages are now done. I actually ended up going over both sides twice to make them stiff enough to work. Now these are going to be too wide for the journal. And this is the other thing we have to consider, height and width of the papers. We have to allow for the fact that the papers are going to go under a binding that's elasticated. That way we can get the papers in and out. So I'm using this style of elastic. Therefore, the first thing I want to do is actually create where that elastic's going and then measure between the 2 points to get the height of the papers that we're going to be adding. Going to take the total height. We want to come probably at least ½ an inch down on the top and the bottom, which is about 1.5 centimeters. I am going to mark roughly where that 1.5 centimeters is. I've got an old book. What we're going to do is cradle our journal cover into the spine area of an existing book so that when we punch our holes, they will be central on our journal spine. And then I can punch those back through to make them a bit larger. For the elastic, because it is stretchy, we don't need double length. We actually just need slightly over 1 length. And now we're just going to take the ends of the elastic, poke it through the hole, pull our 2 pieces together and tie a knot. Now we know the total height of our papers is going to be, to get under this elastic, just under 20 centimeters or 7 3/4 of an inch on my measurements. And the widest the paper can be is 12 centimeters. And that will be our next consideration when putting our pages together, is that we're going to want it no taller than 20 centimeters and no wider than 12. Just going to test both the width and height of this one, and now you can see it fits under that elastic, and also nothing stops anything from turning over. Another way to solve a width and height problem would be to take part of a paper and create a pocket. You could fold this one up and then we can fold that page in half. Now we've created a page that has a pocket in it. All we need to do is glue it down, but before I do that, I'm going to ink all my edges to round those corners. Another thing you can do to get your height down, create some kind of bottom pocket. Where this one folds, we're going to change the width of it a little. I'm going to take something off the width. We've created a page with a bottom pocket. And what I will probably do is take this central piece out, narrow triangle, so that that will help that fold in the page much better. I'm pretty sure that aligns okay, but if you wanted to, you could take the tiniest of slithers off the outside edge. Double pocket once that's glued in. You could divide this into quarters. 2 inches down, line that one up and score. And then again. And then when you fold these up, you can take a slither off your outside edge, and you could also go halfway down, take out your notch. That's even more obviously a pocket. That could flip out and also contain like a hidden pocket. The idea is that you play with these pages' basic structure before you even start to ink them, glue them together and decorate them. Off camera, I've been finishing off these papers by edging them with the frayed burlap, rounding corners. If they've had extras added, for example this cartoon, I've used a strip of spare paper and one of the envelopes to create a flip out. If they've got pockets, those have been glued down, and I've done various designs with those pockets. We have the bottom ones, and then we've got some that's just an envelope to be used, some that are sort of almost opposite each other. These have been cut to size, so everything is good to go into the journal, but we will put things into the journal once we've decorated that page or happy with that page as it is, because not every page will be decorated. That will happen in the next tutorial.